Well, greetings again, everyone. I wanted to give you guys another nice little update here with a couple of interesting things and a bunch of LaserDiscs as well, if you're interested to stick around for it. But I'm glad people have enjoyed the Predator 2 review, because that really took off once I posted it. Got a lot of great comments, a lot of upvotes and everything, so I'm greatly appreciated about how much people are enjoying that review. And it's been like 2 months since I did the last review, which was the Highlander 3 thing. I've done all the other stuff since then, the Terminator stuff, a little bit of mini review, a whole bunch of commentaries, vlogs, stuff like that. So it's like, it was great to just get back into doing a proper review. And I'm gearing up to do something else too, but I got a lot of stuff I'm working on right now. I'm doing a lot of updates to the new website for my feature film, The Fixer, which in about a month's time, give or take, will be ready for release. A long story there, but regards to that, we'll get into that at a different point in time, because Trent and I are kind of exploring the idea, kind of getting prepped for the idea of doing, like, both for HEMI and RavensFilm, a bit of retrospective videos. For HEMI, it would be like looking back at each lineup of the band and how they contributed to the legacy and development of the entire band, leading up to the here and now. With RavensFilm, I plan to go through like one video per film production I went through up to this point in time and everything, and slightly throwing around a couple ideas for maybe a script that's going to be developed sometime this year, but that's too early to say much of anything on. But we're definitely working on that. I gave Trent a whole bunch of stuff for my first film project, the Vengeance, which was 2005, so he's got a lot of research to do on that, to watch a bunch of stuff and read up on this short little script and everything. But we're going to be planning that out in due time, and then once you get around to The Fixer, it should be perfect timing for when the thing gets released and everything, so the perfect promotional coinciding everything with that release schedule. So there's that, and got, like I said, I'm going to be working on some other reviews, not saying exactly what yet, but I've got a lot of days off right now, so I'm trying to use each day towards one specific project. So I'm trying to work on that, get myself geared up, work on some other stuff and things here and there. So there's a lot of stuff to do with The Fixer that I'm working on, but I'm trying to sparse it out in between all the other channel stuff here right now. So there's that. And if you're noticing, hopefully, that the audio quality of this video has improved somewhat, is that this week I did invest in a little bit of a new setup here, because I've got the microphone up here instead of up here on top of the camera now, because I invested in an extension cable for this setup and a telescoping boom pole, mic stand and everything. So I was just having problems lately. It's like I was hearing a lot of audio reflection throughout the entire room, and all the videos, just like audio panels weren't doing enough, because it's just the room just a little, it's bigger than the one I had when we were at the apartment, which I eventually kind of really figured out very well, but there's a lot more space here, so it's like everything just kind of goes out further and bounces back in upon itself, some strange little corners in the room and whatnot. So audio acoustic tiles were just not getting it done, so I figured I got to get the mic closer to myself to get this problem resolved. And this ended up working out. I went to Sam Ash Music. They had on display this one, or one similar to it, but they didn't actually have one to buy. And plus on Amazon it was like $5 cheaper, so I went on Amazon, got it 2 days, and got the audio cable there too. So I did a public post on Patreon about this whole thing with links to the mic stand I got and the extension cable I got with some photographs. So you go off and check that out if you're interested in that type of gear or whatnot. But still have to do some work on improving the quality of the audio commentary sound and everything. So that's going to be a bit more hardware I'll have to invest in. But one thing at a time as I build things up along here. And this definitely is due a little bit towards the contributors of Patreon too. So them throwing a few bucks my way every month really kind of helps to improve, give me that little extra padding to throw a little bit of cash around to just make this worthwhile and everything. So thanks so much to all the guys up there on Patreon, and that's great stuff there too. And not much else I can really report on. Trent and I are also working on some other things. I did a couple years ago, I did have a Light Scribe DVD burner that I did use for couple of purposes for like sending out screeners to film festivals, which never ended up going anywhere. I never got dead of night into any festivals whatsoever, but it was a really nice tool where I could author DVDs and have a nice burned on image instead of like doing say with a marker, or maybe spending a lot more money to get like inkjet printed labels or whatnot. So we were thinking about, because we hadn't gotten a whole ton of traction with the Chosen Ones Live in the Fire DVD we put out about a year after we put out the album or so. And so we were thinking about other options to kind of like self-distribute the whole thing, because getting quotes for duplication was going to be like like $200 for about 50 discs or whatnot, and just felt like it's a lot of investment and we're not entirely certain. So I figured this was a fantastic alternative where we could just produce things on demand as we need them, instead of just having a surplus of stuff sitting around. As people order them, we could make them. So we're making steps forward towards that, and plus this will also feed into the release of the fixer as well. So I'll be able to author that type of stuff, put it together the way I want to, because I might still go with Crate Space a little bit, but they only have like single layered, single disc DVDs, so it's like pretty much all I can do is put the 95-minute film on there, plus maybe an audio commentary, and that's it. I can't put any of the bonus features I want on there with alternate scenes or the music video or stuff like that. So it'd be pretty sparse. I always really wanted to get something that was feature packed. So options we're exploring for all different things right now. But that's about all I can think of for right now. Like I said, I'm going through the fixer, like scene by scene, re-importing footage to clean up some audio things here and there. So I'm just trying to make it the absolute best quality it possibly can be. So that's that for now. And I did shoot a Blu-ray collection video right around the time in between the time I had shot the Predator 2 review and the time I actually edited it. So that's been sitting around in the queue for about 2 weeks. So it's going to be coming out eventually. I'll get the time to go through it and export it and put it online for you guys, because I know there's an interest for that. But bear in mind that was shot about 2 weeks ago, shortly before the announcement of the In the Mouth of Madness Collector's Edition Blu-ray was announced. So even that short window of time, the few comments I make about my In the Mouth of Madness Blu-ray are already out of date. So there's a little bit of that. And there's a Blu-ray on there that I picked up since then that is not in the collection. It's still sitting in the center console of my car. But I did pick up, because Best Buy and Amazon had a fantastic deal on the Strangers Collection Edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory, $14.99. So I haven't brought it in the house yet. I'll eventually bring it in. Might do a review on the Blu-ray itself. I just gotta, again, manage my time here. So I'll be like, oh, I got so many days off that I'll get to like day 3 and it's like, what have I done yet? So I gotta manage this stuff out. I gotta work on it and not just kind of like overbalance stuff. But anyway, LaserDiscs, guys. I got LaserDiscs Ahoy from quite a while ago. I had these on the last update, but I've decided that things were going to go long, and I wanted to kind of split things up a little bit. Well, one thing, since I picked up the Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning remastered CDs, last night I got the Kill 'Em All one, because I've just been listening to stuff ad nauseum, and just like, might as well just get the Kill 'Em All one for like $5 or whatnot. Why the hell not? And just reintroduce myself to some of those songs. So there's that. And so LaserDiscs, if you're interested, these were picked up probably like February. Been sitting around for like 6 weeks. But basic story was that one of the Facebook groups I follow with I think it was the New Chicago LaserDisc group, one of the guys had mentioned that the half-price books up in wherever the fuck it was. It's been so long I don't remember what town it was in, but it was kind of like north suburbs or whatnot. Had gotten a whole slew of new discs, and then I figured I had the day off the next day, and I figured why the hell not? I'd go off and check on it. I did pick up some action titles from pretty much on the cheap and whatnot. Yeah, this was right at the beginning of March, because right after my birthday, because Half Price Books sent me like a 15% off coupon for my birthday, so there's that. And so I spent it on both this nice $5.99 Out for Justice widescreen LaserDisc, because I've got the DVD, but it's like one of those early DVDs that is anamorphic widescreen, but the compression quality is kind of piss. and such like that. And I've even read like the Blu-ray wasn't handled with all that much care or whatnot, so it's lacking in audio and visual quality and whatnot. So I figure with 15% off of this, why the hell not just grab Out for Justice on LD? And then I got Shane Black's The Long Kiss Goodnight, directed by Rennie Harlan, written by Shane Black. You got Sam Jackson, Gina Davis, Brian Cox in this whole thing. I haven't watched this in a long time. It didn't strike as strong of a chord when I saw it, maybe like, I don't know, 15 some odd years ago, but for $1.99, 15% off that too. So widescreen, getting this in Dolby Digital, I figure, why the hell not? Grab it. Because they didn't have a DVD copy, they didn't have a Blu-ray copy, so I grabbed the $1.99 Laserdisc. So, go for that. and you gotta have a little Rennie Harlan schlock. You really do. You gotta have a little bit of that. You got your Ford Fairlane, you got your Cliffhanger, you got your Die Hard 2. Some people kind of say this is one of his best films, and then of course you got Deep Blue Sea, which is back on which has been back up on Netflix, which I haven't watched yet, but you gotta have some Rennie Harlan schlock in your diet. You got the high grade stuff. Then you need a little stuff like that. You know, it's slightly ridiculous, slightly crappy, but it's nice cinematic junk food. So, but then one of the same guys, Ryan, I believe, who's on the Chicago Laserdisc group, had mentioned that the Half Price Books in Arlington Heights. Arlington Heights, I think it's Arlington Heights and whatnot. Or Algonquin, I think. Something like that. Like I said, it's been about a month and a half. Bear with me. And he gotten a shit ton of these things in, because he went to the one over there, he went to Schaumburg, he went like all over the place. And he mentioned that they had gotten a whole slew, and God fucking damn, they had a shit ton of titles. And not just like random titles, shit. This like old titles you'd recognize. I saw like a whole bunch of Last Mohicans, there was Point Break, there was a couple of copies of Ace Ventura. I saw a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they had two different copies of Jurassic Park. This is the later one, which has the Dolby Digital surround sound in it. They had the previous one, which was a CAV box set, which also had digital sound and widescreen, but kind of batted them back and forth. They were both the same price, $5.99. Kind of wish I had saved that 15% off coupon another day or two. But regardless of that, because I bought a lot more stuff that was a little higher price, but whatever. These are all good things, but gotta say this, because, I mean, everyone's always said Jurassic Park has sounded fantastic on Laserdisc. Probably mostly the DTS version, but this is what I got, and I think my Laserdisc player doesn't support exactly digital out. It just has the RCA output. So I was on the hunt for a new Laserdisc player that would have such a feature, whatnot, but I haven't come across anything at all, really. I kind of look on Craigslist, and nothing really pops out that looks too promising. So here and there, looking around, and that ties in a little slightly something else later. But since I just put out the commentary for it, I picked up Back to the Future. And why the hell not? It's kind of cool. It's kind of weird, because I mean, it's a CLV one, which has an hour of footage per side, so it's just a single disc thing. So it's like, you'd think like Back to the Future Laserdisc, it'd probably be a bit more hefty, but no, it just one single disc. Sit down, watch it, have the thing flip over automatically, and just enjoy it. But it is a letterbox edition, so I'll enjoy that someday. And of course, if you obviously saw the Predator 2 one, I got Predator in widescreen, and I did watch this a few weeks back, and I did have to do a lot of tweaking with the settings on the TV to get looking the way I wanted it to, because Predator's always been one of those films that is kind of notoriously difficult to get right on home video, because they had a lot of problems with like having the wrong film stock loaded in some shots they were doing, and there's some dark shots here and there, so it's a complicated film to get visually right, but it sounded fantastic. This mix or whatnot sounded really fantastic. Put through my Sony AV receiver and everything, so pumped it through all 5 channels I got, and it sounded really good. So regardless of that, this was really nice to get my hands on. And the last one I was debating back and forth, because I already have the Blu-ray, and it's like here and there and everything, but you know, It's LaserDisc, it's THX certified, it's a letterbox, and it's gatefold, and it's got tons of features, and it's James Bond. GoldenEye, people. Got this nice gatefold thing for $3.99. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, this is all features that are already on the Blu-ray and everything, but going back and forth, and like, I wanted to get one more thing, and I came with a nice plastic slip, so that's fantastic too. It's going back and forth. Do we want it as like, it's a big meaty type of set. It's nice for the collection. It's nice, and I would like to watch it because reviews for the Blu-ray itself, I mean, still it's HD quality and everything, so it's like, it's not like it's a piece of piss or anything, but I've seen reviews on the Blu-ray saying that it's a little less than spectacular compared to the rest of the remasters, because rumor is that near the end of the remastering process for the Bond Blu-rays and whatnot, they're kind of running short on cash for the payroll and the man hours and everything, so I think GoldenEye got a little bit shortchanged, but still, I mean, it's still an HD quality thing. It still looks wonderful, but definitely want to check this out. Every so often, you just like, yeah, I watched the HD version, but I kind of want to have that old, warm type of analog feel. Sometimes you just want that, especially like when I watch Star Wars and whatnot. It's like, because that's how I grew up with it, that's how I feel about it. It's like, seeing an analog version kind of feels a little bit more magical to me in a certain way. It's just a personal feeling or whatnot. So it's like, that's just the way it is. So there's that on that. And like I said, I was looking around for another LaserDisc player, and I really couldn't find anything. I kept going to every Goodwill store I could, and I never find anything for LaserDisc there worth of crap. But I did come across this nice Mitsubishi VCR. U-50, I believe it was, that I really like the look of it. It looked like a late 80s bottle, and the more I investigated it, the more I looked at it, the more like it was a couple bucks as they usually are, and I bought it, brought it home one Saturday night, and there were a couple of problems with it. It wasn't working quite well, so I had to take the thing apart and found that there was a belt that had shredded apart. And so eventually I had to do some digging and buy something off of smcelectronics.com or whatnot. Site's not exactly Amazon or anything, but I ordered the part. I found the part there that I needed to order with the belt, and paid for it, shipped it, everything came in fine, and just took a lot of doing to figure out exactly what the hell to do with the damn thing, because I couldn't find an instruction manual anywhere. The only one I could find was another 25 bucks up on eBay. That's like, I really want to pay 25 bucks just for a book on this thing. So I took a lot of working, but I eventually did figure the damn thing out and get the belt put in where it was supposed to go. I had to, like I said, I had to take the top off, the bottom off, and that inside and out, all these things, and I eventually just reasoned it out, deducted it out, and got it up, and it works really, really well. I was just watching the Metallica Live Shit Binge and Purge VHSs on this, and because I was watching the first tape on that, and then like the next night, which last night, I had to rewind the tape. It doesn't seem to rewind quite as reliably, so I had to throw it into my late 90s Panasonic. So I rewound the thing and decided to just play it from there, but I noticed that the audio, because I was pumping it through the audio receiver and everything, and I noticed that the audio wasn't as full and rich as it was on the first tape when I was playing on the other thing, so I swapped it out, put it back in the Mitsubishi, and the sound was superior. The sound was so much better. I was getting so much more volume, so much more bass out of the whole thing. It just sounded fantastic. So it was like, something to be said about these earlier VHS, these VCRs and everything, man, because, I mean, then they made them with a lot of quality, because they knew they had a lot to really push forward with the technology at the time to really kind of live up to something. Things might be a little bit more reliable with the later 90s models, but they don't seem to have as much of a push towards that. And this thing was really nice. I mean, I like how this thing on the display, it has actual audio meters that go up and down on the damn thing. You actually monitor the audio levels on the display, and nice little controls on the flip down thing. My universal remote actually programmed into the whole thing. I can even use the eject on the remote, so it's like, the thing is fantastic. I have no problems with it whatsoever now once they got it fixed and put back together, and it's wonderful stereo sound. The image quality is really good. It's as good as this Panasonic that came out roughly a decade later. I've got an older Fisher model, which is kind of like the Last Resort version. Last Resort VCR. It's got mono sound. The visuals, the video isn't that sharp or whatnot. I've also got this JVC model that picture's a little soft, but it's a good like backup player if anything really goes haywire with the other two. But I think this new Mitsubishi is my primary player now. This primary VCR now that it's shown that the quality of the audio is so much superior, and just the visual quality is just as good as the Panasonic. And there's a little dial on it too that you can adjust whether it's softer or sharper or whatnot. So it's a really good model. It's just really good. I mean, it cost me like $2.99 to buy the thing, and about another $25 to fix it. Because I also had to get because once I got the thing installed, the whole belt and everything, I was getting audio through it, but I wasn't getting video. So I had to go to Best Buy and buy a VCR head cleaner. They actually had this there for $10. Apparently Fry's Electronics does as well, but I was just surprised when I went on Best Buy's website. They said they had it in the store, so I just went off, put this thing in, 10, 20 seconds later, the thing's playing beautifully. I mean, that's fantastic. Just an off-the-cuff type of thing that I ended up buying, little repair work, and the thing works beautifully. It's the best VCR I've got right now, in my opinion, so couldn't be happier. Really couldn't. So that's some nice little repair, interesting tech stuff for you guys. But yeah, that's really all I got for you at this point in time with this update. But that's kind of cool stuff, you know. So so anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always sticking around, and like I said, there'll be more great content coming up soon. So stick around, and as always, thanks for everything, guys. Your comments, your likes, your sharing stuff around is so deeply appreciated. And enjoying what Trent and Steve also bring to the channel with the commentaries, they thank you as well. So guys, take care, see you around, bye bye.